Hey, lovely human. Today we're talking about people pleasing. Just thought you might like that. Haha. You know how you really, really want to do that thing for yourself, but your brain's like, nah, let's just do every freaking thing for everybody else instead. Why do we do that? When it's so clear to us, it's not what we want to do. And more importantly, how do we stop it without feeling like we're about to trigger the apocalypse? Well, you're about to find out. If you've been here before, you know how we roll. Let me start by introducing you to two lovely people. Mr. Yessir is a really lovely person for someone who secretly dislikes themselves so much. He's the friend who's always there for you. He's the neighbor who's already thought of all the groceries you didn't even know you needed. The colleague who's always happy to pick up your projects when you're sunning yourself in Barbados. He could really do with a holiday himself, to be honest, but I don't know how he always ends up last on the rota. Hopefully next year they'll think of asking him to go first. They're gathering volunteers for Mental Health Day. Oh, he'll do it if he has to stay up all night. Skip it for once, did you say? For everyone to think he's lazy. Are you nuts? Mr. Yessir? No, sir, thanks very much. Miss Selford learned the hard way what is now pretty much her life mantra. I can only be of service to you to the extent that I've been of service to myself. It took her a long time to get here, but she now understands that trying to please everyone or anyone while neglecting yourself is a recipe for disaster. Nobody wins in the long run. Nope, not even those who have a really helpful someone on speed dial. Oh, they called her selfish, all right. Especially when she suddenly stopped being available 24/7 after years of always being there. You're so selfish to do what's right for you. You should do what's right for me instead. Right? It doesn't bother her. She knows the difference between being selfish and being self-led. So, what does Miss Selford get that Mr. Yessir doesn't yet? Don't repeat this in polite company, but it's like you've got an itch on your back and you're trying to get your mate to scratch it for you by scratching the exact spot on their bar. And they're trying, don't get me wrong, they really are this time, but not quite getting the spot. You know the feeling. Listen, friend, you are literally the only person in the universe who knows where that blooming itch is. And I'm going to assume you've got hands for the purpose of this tortured metaphor. That's what people pleasing actually is. Trying to address your own needs indirectly by addressing somebody else's needs, all the while hoping that the law of reciprocity and the law of being small and quiet work in your favor for once. How's that working out for you, eh? And I'd say that's as absurd as trying to get rid of an itch by scratching somebody else's body, except, you guessed it, it's actually a very smart protection mechanism we learned early in life. But wait, how did we actually get here? Have you seen those clips where someone asks AI an absurd question and the AI ties itself in knots trying to come up with an answer? Look up, why is there a silent S in ChatGPT if you love squirming in cringe? So I asked my AI assistant to explain itself, and what it said blew my mind. There are several reasons, but I'll stick to what's relevant here. And this is what it said. Large language models like ChatGPT are trained to be cooperative, to avoid challenging the user, and to avoid saying, I don't know, because historically, users punish this. So the models learned, never disappoint, always produce something. That's literally people-pleasing encoded into a statistical system. Did you catch that? That's literally what the AI said. Well done us. We've trained AI to avoid disappointing us, even if it means making things up. And now we're mocking it for clicks. It's the same dynamic that many of us grew up with offline. If you're still here, And I really hope you are, otherwise we're in deep metaphysical trouble, if you know what I mean. It's likely you grew up in a home where your opinions didn't matter, your needs were inconvenient, conflict felt or was dangerous, acceptance was conditional, and or you were the family's chief emotion officer. So your brain did what every smart brain does. It found clever ways to keep you safe in those circumstances. That likely meant learning to be seen and not heard, being no trouble at all, not rocking the boat, keeping the peace, going along with everybody else, and being generally just really, really nice while quietly abandoning yourself. Hello, Mr. Yessir. And I want to emphasize what I said before. This is a very smart protection mechanism. Nothing to be ashamed of and everything to be proud of. For many of us, quite literally life-saving. The brain is very good at detecting patterns. Too good for its own good, in fact. So every time a relationship reminds you ever so subtly of that early environment, likely through some subtle power imbalance, your nervous system signals danger. Whether it's someone who holds the key to your promotion, to your apartment, or to your heart, the subconscious safety mechanism gets activated. Don't make a fuss, don't cause any trouble, be quiet. It's okay, it doesn't really matter, they really need your help. They're just having a bad day, they need it more than you. You don't really like resting anyway. And if you're neurodivergent, like me, especially if you experience rejection sensitivity, this can feel even more intense because your system reacts faster, louder, and with more urgency. And you are expertly trained to always scan for relational danger. And now you're not too sensitive. Oof, what does that even mean? What is the yardstick? I mean, the very fact that I exist as the exact person that I am proves that I'm not to anything, doesn't it? And this is what I really want all of you to remember. You're doing all this in order to meet an unmet need that you have. Perhaps it's the need for validation, the need to be seen, the need to feel connected. It all usually boils down to one fundamental need, the need to feel safe. Now, listen to me. This must stop right now. Okay, let me be a bit less dramatic. This must stop as soon as you're able to make it stop. There, that's better. And here are some reasons. The most annoying thing about people pleasing is that it's literally impossible to please everyone. Trust me, I've tried. However many times you burn out trying, there will always be somebody that you haven't pleased. Failure guaranteed. People have different needs, different desires, different interests, plus an annoying habit of changing their minds the whole time. Just kidding, if only. Who in the world would outsource their well-being to such unreliable contractors? I mean, other than most of us, until we clock what's happening and decide to stop it. Here's another reason. You don't want to be in a relationship for 11 years and discover in year 10 that you've been spending the last decade doing what you thought your partner wanted you to do, all the while feeling pretty miserable about yourself. And then you learn they've been doing the exact same thing all along. Wait, what? Yes, exactly. Not a fun discovery, I'll tell you that. Don't ask me how I know. But the most important reason people pleasing is actually dangerous and must stop ASAP is this. Every time we prioritize someone else's needs over ours, not only do we abandon ourselves yet again, but we also reinforce the early disempowering messages that started us on this slippery slope. You are only valuable if you're quiet or nice or well-behaved or helpful. You must earn acceptance or love or safety. Your needs are not important. You don't really matter. Yes, all the messages we've been hating all along, which turned us into master people pleasers, we are now repeating to ourselves every time we neglect our own needs in order to prioritize someone else's. Yes, my friend, we are perpetuating the abuse on somebody else's behalf. Sorry, tough love. If you're hearing this, you're ready to hear it. And yes, I know it hurts. But you and I both know that the alternative hurts a lot more. Here comes. The thing is, we know this very well. We always know when we are abandoning ourselves in order to prioritize another person, or even an undefined social group whose opinion we might prioritize over our own. And this is why people-pleasing is actually dangerous. The misalignment between our actions and what we know is best for us produces a stress response in our body that's actually detectable with a lie detector. That's right. Every time we people please, we're knowingly lying to ourselves, and our bodies pay the price. Surprise, surprise, people pleasing is one of the key factors associated with chronic stress and autoimmune illness. And if you do need one more reason, people pleasing doesn't even work. You simply can't meet a need you're not acknowledging, no matter how hard you try to remote control someone else to address it for you. Let me stop for a moment and say, you're doing so much better than you're giving yourself credit for. It took me nearly half a century to understand all of this, and you got it in what? 10 minutes? If I were you, I'd be really proud. I'm not even you, and I am. Now, I don't mean to sound patronizing, and I don't actually think I'm telling you much you don't already know. But sometimes we need external permission to accept the things we already know, and this is your permission. So now that we understand all this, stopping people-pleasing should be a no-brainer, shouldn't it? There's the minor inconvenience of needing to actually rewire our brains first, but hey, what are we if not adaptation superheroes? The very skill that got us into people-pleasing is the skill that will get us out of it. And here's how you stop people-pleasing. Step 1, acknowledge you have a need. Oh my God, we have needs. Okay, let's cut it. It was never about not knowing we had needs. It's about acknowledging, first of all, to ourselves that we have needs. Total shocker, I know. Maybe I'm tired. I need a break. I need some proper food. My social battery is flat. I need to be alone. I need to move my body. I need some quiet. I need to sleep. I need connection. Oh, I need to think about this. I need to just be for a while. Repeat after me. It's okay. It's okay. You will not trigger the apocalypse, I promise you. Step 2, decide what you want to do about it. I made a decision tree to help you with this step. You can download it for free, link in the description. I recommend printing it in neon colors and sticking it to your ceiling above your bed. That should help. It starts like this. You have a need? Want to address it? No, yes, yes, but I'm scared. What we're really interested in here is the difference between yes and yes, but I'm scared, for various reasons which are all actually the same. You've been paying attention to this video, so you know what that is. What are you going to do about it? The moment you're considering the two options is one of the most important moments of your life. It's a hugely precious moment for something that happens probably hundreds of times a day. And every one of those hundreds of times per day is a life-changing moment, because it's the moment you choose between self-leadership and self-abandonment. And the two options are you going to address your need directly by taking self-led action, Or are you going to attempt to address your need indirectly through people pleasing? I'm not a people pleasing coach. You've got plenty around you, so I'm not going to talk about the second option. Though you do have more information on the downloadable free resource. So we're moving on to step 3. Take self-led action to address your need. In case you haven't seen my previous videos, or you just like the way I say self, by self-led, I mean driven by your core authentic self, as opposed to fear-based conditioning that you absorbed from around you. Your core authentic self is the part of you that always knows what's best for you. Always, no exceptions. It's the part of you that can take informed, decisive action in full knowledge that it will always be able to deal with any consequences calmly and confidently. Let's look at an example. A friend is asking you for help clearing out the attic. You're already exhausted. You do the brave thing and acknowledge to yourself that you're exhausted and actually need to rest. That's step 1. Yeah. Now you've got to deal with a friend. What are you actually going to do? I'm sure I'm not the only one feeling the full force of this situation in my gut right now, even though I've just made it up. You know the people-pleasing route all too well, but this time you're taking the self-leadership route. Obviously, the details of your response will depend on the specifics of your friendship and where you are in your process, but basically you'll say no. Deal? And you'll say no without apologizing, providing lengthy reasons and explanations, providing excuses or fake reasons, worrying that the friend will now think you're useless, worrying that they'll pull a muscle doing all the work on their own, giving it another thought after you said it, and ideally all of the above. That's step 2. You're doing great. Even if you hadn't started out exhausted, you deserve a holiday at this point. You've gone against years and years of ingrained conditioning, and you've actually put yourself first. Step 3, enjoy your rest, mate. Very well deserved. If you want some help learning how to turn people-pleasing into self-leadership in a way that works for you, I've created a short mini course that walks you through the process. The link in the description. So go download the free resource, check out the mini course, and I'll see you here in the next video, if that's all right. And if it isn't, well, we'll deal with the consequences calmly and confidently, won't we? Bye-bye.